Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Earth 2 update video. That was my boy Mike on the harmonica. That is what it is called. Yeah, say hey Mike. Oh yeah, say Mikey. So we do have a couple of things to go over today. Everyone, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Let's get this bread, boys and ladies. So how much have you spent, and how much do you plan to spend? I assume that this question just means for Earth 2. Right now it's about 8K. How much I plan to spend? It really depends on what comes next. If we're able to have, say, like do all these upgrades really quickly, like I was mentioning the other day about saying, oh, if we can pay a certain amount of money to get these items earlier in the game than we would if we have to do other tasks, yeah, I'll probably put a little into that just because I don't want to say I'm bougie like that or anything, but just because that's something that would be really cool. If I'm one of the main faces of this game, then it would make sense for me to try to put a little extra money into it just to be one of the top players. I'm not going to be a top player like Aria Realty, who has 100,000 tiles, or I only have like 17,000. So give and take. What do you think will be the most important resource? I'm going to say Essence. I know there's going to be a whole bunch of them, most likely what we saw in that video, the thing that was leaked by Dorkslayer. It's going to be like asbestos, it's going to be gold, probably diamonds. I think Essence will be most important just because that's going to be the one that's going to go towards everything. Again, like that Eevee, evolving into all of those evolutions. Or if you want a different Pokemon, go to Poliwhirl. I can go to Politoed or Poliwrath. That's something that is just jack of all trades. You're going to be able to do whatever you want with that. Not only that, but taking Essence from one property, putting it onto another so you could just make the super property is something I think will really pay dividends down the line. Moving on. Can you combine sports/games like they did in SpongeBob with Extreme Jacks? Great reference, by the way. So Mr. J1S actually had the idea and commented on it last time of bowling towards dartboards or throwing darts at pins, bowling pins. Adventure Time has this idea in pancakes, putting bacon in pancakes. So combining things is something that I've always been really curious about, something I'd really like to do. So anything, if you want to even make sports up. Like I remember me and my cousin back in the day would stand one driveway, I would stand the other, and try to hit a tennis ball with wiffle ball bat back to each other, and we connected like once, hitting one and then getting it hit back. It was pretty fun. So something like that could be like a long range like tennis match or long range badminton. We can get really creative. There's something that we can do that we can think of. It's kind of like a Rule 34, but for gaming. As long as you can think it, it should be able to exist. Have a really tall building, hit a bunch of golf balls on top of it, and see how far they can go. Will you have cash prizes for your talent shows, and who will judge? Okay, this is going to be interesting. I was thinking of me just being able to judge it, but if it's something that's going to take, I don't know if I should do it once a week. Yeah, probably once a month would be too little time in between, or too much time in between, so probably once a week. Ideally, I would judge it at first, and then once I get some people in the comments or some people that have really good insight saying like, well, I like this for this, and this reason, and don't like this for this reason, that's something that, I'll hire you. If you want to be a judge, if it's something that makes money, I'll do it. Cash prizes, absolutely. At first, the cash prizes will just be small because I imagine there's only going to be maybe a couple hundred of you. But if it just blows up, there's a couple thousand, like, okay, I'm going to have to make it so that the reward is worth it for the people trying out and waiting and all that. And as it gets bigger, if I could hire more judges, if they want to do it for free, that'd be great. Let me know. Comment down below if you want to be a judge on one of my side shows. Do you think this is the best investment in? What do you think is the best investment in the game? Okay, so that's a very loaded question. Again, it's not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but best investment I think right now, currently, because we can only do one or two things, is just buy as many cheap tiles as possible. That basically says, okay, you're going to get a lot more essence, you're going to get a lot more resources, and they're cheap. There's a chance that if you get a tile and it does not spawn any type of resource whatsoever, then it's probably going to be something really rare in the future. The more tiles you buy, the more that you happen to, higher of a chance you have of being able to get it. But as far as in the future, there's two different ways, two different answers. And there's many different types of people. Some are going to resonate with this, some are not. You're going to have the worker bee, the workhorse, that's going to just build everything. And you're going to have the perfectionist, that's a subsection of that. So they're going to build, nope, they're going to tear it down. They don't care that they wasted 1,500 resources or whatever it is. It's not perfect. It's not the way they want it. They're going to do that. There's going to be some people that it's just going to be, okay, well, I want to put as much content out as possible. So I want to make this building and this building, and they'll make however many. They don't care how many, as long as people go to whichever ones, whichever sideshow that they have, whether it's a petting zoo, doggy swami, fortune telling, people that do those cards, maybe even Reiki for healing, anything that you could think of, whatever's the most popular, they'll focus on that and they'll rent out everything else. But as far as renting out goes, that brings me to the other one. If you find a wicked talented person that is good at art, so remember those artists that can do those giant caricatures at parks and carnivals, or face paint, face tattoos, because it's not just something that, yes, you're going to be able to make clothes for your avatars, and if you like them, I'm sure somebody that's has a Pinterest or anyone that can sew can make that for you in real life if you give them your measurements. But if you have someone that's really talented but maybe they don't have a lot of money and don't want to buy a piece of property or a piece of land on there, it's like, okay, rent out from me. I have this all set up. You could work here, set up everything. If you rent to talented people, you're going to get a portion of whatever happens, whatever ad revenue comes on there. That's something that's going to be 100% what I want to do in some parts. Chavez-topia, again, I'm going to build mostly what I want or what you guys want. But for the ideas of making money, yeah, renting out to some really talented people, I don't think you can go wrong. And it doesn't even have to be talented. It could be just people like, oh, we're having a flip cup game. We're playing flip cup, and we have a thing of Pong. Or it could just be something that is rated X that goes along in, within those four walls. You're going to get a piece of it. Okay, stocks seem to be going down. Is that why this game is at a halt? My tiles haven't been growing like they used to. So from what I can gather, people smarter than me say that really right now in the market, stocks are going down just because of rising interest rates, and almost all money in this game, in E2, is really just from people like you and me. We have a few millionaires in the game that are maybe, some are 7, 8, maybe even 9 figures. And there might be a couple dozen of them, maybe 100 max right now. But there's no institutional money like Citibank or Fidelity that's in this game right now. So the reason why our tiles have hit a plateau is really just because there's just been a lull in buying. Some of the developers said that they could change at any time if they wanted, but instead of dropping huge news and future plans, they're probably just going to wait until Phase 2 drops or until Dubai opens up. But speaking of Dubai, people were asking me what I thought the price per tile would get into the first week or day, etc. Considering there are still tiles around the 50-cent mark, I would say probably not more than $1, although Dubai is hyped up more than anywhere else. But if people were to set up bots to spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars to buy plots of land as soon as it opens, then yeah, we might be able to have a squeeze where people with a lot of capital say, nope, spend whatever you want as long as you get those tiles. The prices could have skyrocketed. But remember, based on what Shane said last month, when Dubai finally does open, we won't have to worry about that. He said that the worry of bots is the main thing that's holding up Dubai right now. So that's something that, yeah, I don't think is an issue. Next question. I've seen your recent Bitcoin videos. Is it easier to hold Bitcoin or E2 tiles? Or are they both long-term for you? Both of these are pretty long-term. I might regret selling E2 tiles a little bit more just because they can both make money, but I don't really have like an emotional attachment to Bitcoin. I will have an emotional attachment on the cool things that I build on my tiles. Like I have emotional attachment to Pokemon cards, and it physically hurts every time I have to sell some. But as people go on them, we interact and we make memories, and that's what a lot of the money comes from. The money comes from people saying like, oh, I want to buy that, or I want to keep this because of the memory that it holds. Like there's some people that, certain cards or certain things are special to them just because of, not because they're any rare or anything, but because of, oh, this is a card my friend gave me, and now my friend is gone for whatever reason. I don't see him anymore, and they're never going to sell that card just because of the emotional attachment. Same thing with tiles. If you have a parent-child thing and you have a kid that's building this giant building with his dad, God forbid something happens to the dad and someone tries to come in because that property is making a little bit of money. Maybe it's making them like not even a lot, maybe $1,000 a year. Someone says like, hey, I think I have some good ideas. I'm willing to pay you $10,000 for this right now. No. So some people just don't sell. Some people just don't do that because of emotional attachment. So I think that's just a very powerful tool. E2 tiles is going to be something that I will probably hold longer. I'm going to say anything except for Pokemon. Pokemon cards, those some I might keep until I die. I don't know. But remember, Expecto Patronum, Gohan going Super Saiyan, the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. Why was Fuller House the #1 show on Netflix for a while? Not because the show was good, that show was trash, but because of the nostalgia and memories it brought to us. Next question. You said you will want to record things happening, like races and stuff, for people. Can these be sold as moments like Top Shot? Okay, so I was actually just talking about this with a friend. For anyone that doesn't know the story, it wasn't Mario Kart, but I'm going to use Mario Kart for this anyway, where an actual kid and his dad used to play on the time trials, and the dad used to be like, okay, see the fastest you can make it around the track. Kid couldn't touch it for years, and then like 10 years later got back into it, and oh, he forgot there are ghost trials, and who's the person playing on that ghost trial? It's going to be the person that had the fastest time, which happened to be his dad, who had passed away, and he would essentially play with his dad. So now, I know the last two questions are going real deep here. Now, if you have these moments, that's what I wanted to create. I wanted to create these recordings for people that are doing it with their family, doing it with friends, just so they could have that. I didn't really mean to make money with it. I just wanted people to have that connection. Now, Top Shot, for those of you that don't know, is a company that sells moments in NBA history. Me personally, I don't understand the appeal of owning a moment that you can just look up on YouTube, but they're selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I think I feel like a boomer when I say I don't understand it, but they are. I think something else would be possible here. We might need to have an agreement with Earth 2 to do it, just because that Top Shot moments, they are partnered with NBA. So if I'm going to do this, I would probably have to get Earth 2's permission for it. They could be rare, as each tile might be connected to an NFT in the future. Again, speculation here. It is possible, but the reason that some of those make money is because they're of really famous people in history. Right now, we are not. But not yet, anyway. In 10 years, when we have 1 billion users, we have a much better shot of them being worth a lot, just because we're the pioneers of the game. So they could have intrinsic value just because each tile, each moment could be connected to that NFT, or just because people want to look back on the memories and say like, wow, remember when this happened? Similar to like the World of War WoW funeral. Everyone knows that story. Anyway, guys, I hope this helped. I hope this answered some of your questions. Hope I didn't get too deep on you right there. But please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I love you all. Goodbye.